Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on just DCTV as a whole and the cursed word of the CW verse, because of course we prefer Arrowverse in this building. But yeah, sometime over the past 2 weeks I think it was. I don't know, time's a weird thing at the moment. I can't associate time with anything. A week feels like a month feels like a week. But anyway, over the past 2 weeks I think it's been, we've had the CW pick up some pilot orders to, of course, well, film their pilots. Now, this doesn't mean the show is 100% happening if it gets a pilot order. It just means that they are given, the funding, they're greenlit and all of that to film their first or pilot episode. And then decisions are made after that based on the pilot, whether they want to pick it up for series or maybe refilm the pilot. Powerpuff was a notorious show from the last pilot season that filmed their pilot episode and it wasn't picked up, but then it was also not cancelled and they just put it on the back burner for a later time to then potentially refilm it. I think that might be this year they're doing that again. I'm not too sure, but enough about Powerpuff Girls. We're here for DC related content and just DC related stuff. So one of the shows that was given a pilot order, over the past 2 weeks roughly, is the new DC property of Gotham Knights for the CW. Of course, whether it stays that name is another question, just due to the fact there is, of course, a video game of the same title coming out, and that could be bad for both properties in regards to search engine and promotional stuff, but that's for later in the process to worry about, I guess. Now, Gotham Knights is headed by a few people from Batwoman, but it isn't connected to Batwoman or Earth Prime, where shows like The Flash, Superman and Lois, and where all those shows reside. However, the producers and the CW themselves have said that really any DC show on the CW is technically Arrowverse or CWverse, but I guess due to the premise of this Gotham Knights show, I think it had to be set elsewhere in the multiverse, or at very least the timeline, because you couldn't have this premise and the storyline, go on within Gotham as it is because Batwoman is on. If Batwoman wasn't a show, yeah, free reign, do it in Gotham in the Arrowverse, but with Batwoman existing, I don't think you can do it, at least in the present day. But to quickly go over the summary again for the show, for those that don't know it, and all that before we get into the main casting stuff for this video, which is pretty interesting and unexpected. Following the murder of Bruce Wayne, his rebellious adopted son forms an alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they're all framed for killing the Caped Crusader. With Gotham as dangerous as it's ever been, the group of fugitives could be the city's next saviors. So yeah, once I read that premise, you're like, okay, that probably couldn't take place in the Arrowverse at the moment, especially with the fact that Batwoman is on. Just probably wouldn't work unless you said it in the past, but then Bruce Wayne's not confirmed dead. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. I think it'd just be too difficult to work around. But one interesting thing is that this is actually filming in Toronto, not Vancouver. I'm not too sure if Vancouver was originally reported as the place they're going to film the pilot, or people just presuming, because... well, assuming, whichever way you want to call it, because all the Arrowverse shows film there for the most part. But the interesting thing about them filming in Toronto is of course where Titans is filmed. So you're probably going to see some familiar locations if you watch Titans. And I'm assuming a lot of Titans viewers will watch this because Titans is a very Bat family focused show, and this is an entire Bat family show. But yeah, before we get into these casting things throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below. Do you like the idea of these? Are you surprised by some of them? Do you have any different thoughts as to who these characters could be? Let me know all that in the comment section down below. And of course, we're going to enjoy the video and you're curious about this show going forward, why not drop a like on the video to show your support and stay connected. So Murphy's Multiverse is the source for all this. This is their exclusive article. So I'm pretty much just going to go over it as they wrote it because I don't want to mess with descriptions and stuff like that. And they are actually one of the more reliable places online for this type of stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm doing a video. If it was like, we got this covered, drop this article, I would have ignored it straight away. But yeah, I trust Murphy's Multiverse for the most part. So yeah, link in the description down below to their entire article and everything like that. So first up, Gotham Knights is looking for an actor aged 18 or older to fill the role of a series regular that fits the bill of Dick Grayson, the first Robin and adopted son of Bruce Wayne. He is described as athletic and sensitive. The character remains resilient despite being vulnerable following the murder of his parents and subsequent adoption by Bruce Wayne. I mean, that's pretty much Dick Grayson. Now, the thing around this is that who's on Titans? Dick Grayson. We're led to believe we're getting a Dick Grayson in the Batgirl movie. So we're going to have 3 different versions of Dick Grayson, and who knows even what the Batman, the Matt Reeves universe does. Like, we could potentially have 4 Dick Graysons going on. So I'm not too sure if this is 100% Dick Grayson, but man, the description definitely lines up with it. I mean, I guess the big question is whether he's Robin, whether he's Nightwing, or whether he is just straight up Dick Grayson. I mean, it's a superhero show set in Gotham. I don't know how you have this and not have him dressed up. So I don't know. Would you want to see him as Robin? Would you want to see him as Nightwing? I don't know. Let me know in the comments, because I don't really know which way you would want to go. With this whole thing, because we got the Nightwing version of Titans, and I'd assume the one in the Batgirl movie is going to end up being Nightwing soon after as well. So maybe they do the Robin one here. I don't know. I think people will probably complain either way, but let's see how they go with it. But Murphy's Multiverse follows on and goes, interestingly enough, it looks like Grayson won't be the only former Robin on the show. It seems as though Grayson will be joined by Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, a genius-level hacker whose father, a DC villain called Cluemaster, raised her on a steady diet of brain teasers and puzzles. Gotham Knights is searching for an 18-year-old actress to portray the sarcastic and smart character. Now, the thing with this is that I think Stephanie Brown was on Batwoman last season. I'm pretty sure that was Stephanie Brown. It was Stephanie Brown, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm having a brain fade. So I don't know if they're going to use the same actress because multiverse stuff, or they're going to cast someone completely new. I guess based on the fact this is casting information that would be going out for people to audition, it's going to be a completely new character. So yeah, if that doesn't confirm it's definitely not connected to Batwoman, then this casting should. But now you can see what I'm saying, where they're legitimately building like a Bat family without Batman. So it just makes you wonder who else could be on the show without, outside of these descriptions as well. Next up, Murphy's Multiverse goes, we can deduce that Harper Row, aka Bluebird, is set to join Grayson on the team. The studio is searching for a female to play a blue-haired bisexual character who is taken to the streets to escape the her abusive home life. Her brother Cullen also looks to be joining the series, with the studio searching for a transgender actor who identifies as male for the role. So Harper Row, I think, I'm trying to remember, they were in a recent thing. Was it live action? Was it Gotham? I can't remember what it was, but there was something with Harper Row recently in live action, I think. Or maybe it was an animated movie or something like that. Maybe having a brain fade, but they were in something recent. So yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what it was. But Bluebird has I think a mohawk thing going on. I think like blue hair with a mohawk. So they're going for some comic accuracy there. So yeah. And next up, we actually have another character who was on Batwoman. So, according to Murphy's Multiverse. So next up, Gotham Knights will also feature a quick-witted British attaché. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that word. Who sounds like she could be Julia Pennyworth, daughter of Alfred Pennyworth. In the comics, Julia came into the picture after her father was disabled following an attack from Hush. Following in her father's footsteps, she helped the Bat family coordinate their efforts. Now, of course, she was in Batwoman. Can't remember if she was in this season at all. She was in last season. But she was attached to the Crows and everything like that. I don't think she's been in this season at all. If she was right at the beginning and hasn't been there for a while. So maybe they cut her off from the show because they're going to use her on this show. And that might be the same reason that maybe Stephanie Brown didn't come back into the picture on Batwoman this season, because she was in last season. So yeah, once again, probably won't use the same actress, saying they're, sending out casting lists and everything like that. But it sounds like Julia's going to be like the person in the armchair, like your Felicity, your Cisco, your Win from Supergirl, like those type of characters. It seems like that's what Julia's going to be, while also probably being someone that can maybe hold their own if needed to, but that's what it seems the character's going to be for the most part. Next up, probably the most startling character headed for Gotham Knights is one described as the daughter of the most dangerous man in Gotham. First thoughts are that the series is going to introduce Joker's daughter, Duella Dent, I think it's how you pronounce it, who claimed to be the daughter of the Joker and also claimed to be the daughter of about every villain in Gotham. So there's a picture on screen if you want to see it. Now, what's interesting with this and they could do with this character is that we're led to believe that all these people were framed for the murder of Bruce Wayne. I'm not saying specifically that this character here that could potentially be Joker's daughter did it, but maybe there's some mystery about who she actually is the daughter of. So maybe there's a mystery throughout the season, everyone thinks that she's, whether it's the Joker's daughter or Two-Face's daughter or the Riddler's daughter or something like that. And maybe there's a mystery around who she actually is the daughter of, which maybe leads to another reveal later in the season, or explaining everything as a whole. Maybe that's a mystery they could do with that character. It seems like that typical mystery character you would chuck in there, or someone that's hiding something because they're a bit unknown. And also they seem like an outsider compared to everyone else for the most part. So wouldn't surprise me too much if they did something with that type of character. And finally, from Murphy's Multiverse, the CW is also searching for a handful of other series regulars, including that one that could be Lucius Fox's daughter, Tiffany, to join the team in addition to the already exciting number of characters listed before, many of whom will be making their live-action debut. There's also room for plenty of guest stars and supporting members of the cast. Hopefully, with the scheduled start of production right around the corner, casting will start to trickle out soon. So, yeah, pilot season is in I think they would probably start filming in pretty much end of February or around that March period. That's when pilot season is. Maybe because of the pandemic still being a thing, maybe it might get pushed, might be like a month longer or something like that, but we're not too sure, but it should be within that period of time. But Tiffany Fox was someone that a lot of people thought might have been Batwoman in Batwoman season 2, because they said they were going for a diverse Batwoman, and everyone thought that maybe that Tiffany Fox could be the fact, because she was Batwoman. I think she was like the future Batwoman or something like that in the comics. Can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, this could be Tiffany. It's obviously not going to be Ryan Wilder because they're still doing the Batwoman show. But I guess the big question around Gotham Knights, and something I've been asking myself, and it's something I ask myself with pretty much every show that's being made or is like put into development or something like that, and that's what's the potential of Gotham Knights? Because the whole premise of the show is specifically around the whole Bruce Wayne death. Now, I guess that's what season 1 would be, and then season 2 would just turn into a typical Defenders of Gotham show, like I guess like what Titans is, like a group show defending a city. And that's pretty much what season 2 onwards would be, unless there's other mysteries they have planned that fold out from the whole Bruce Wayne thing, or maybe there's baggage connected to Bruce Wayne and Batman that then the Gotham Knights get brought into, or that gets attached to them. But I'm not too sure specifically that's what they would do, because I'm not the one writing the show. So the only issue with that is that if you're really drawn into the season 1 concept, you might fall out after season 2 if it just turns into your standard, crime fighting show or vigilante show rather than whatever this mystery will be within season 1. Now, another question that people will have, and it came out pretty much as soon as this pilot order came out for Gotham Knights, it was what's going on with the Diggle show, the Justice Youth spin-off show. And the thing with that show is that that's a show that will probably go straight to series if it's picked up. It won't film a pilot episode. I think it'll just be a show that gets picked up straight to series. So obviously no need for a pilot. Now I'm not saying that's 100% going to happen. It could just not happen at all. But it would be extremely disappointing, I think, for most people, especially people that watch the Arrowverse shows. I think if you asked whether it's 10 or 100 people that watch the Arrowverse shows, or at least like 2 or 3 of them, what show they would want the most, I would say like 90% would say the Diggle show. So it would be disappointing if Gotham Knights is chosen over Justice U, as I think Justice U just has more long-term potential just from the premise itself, rather than changing it like Gotham Knights would most likely have to do. However, Gotham Knights, Batman, you're set in Gotham, you're literally using Gotham in the title. I understand why they would do that. It's like the simple like executive and company decision that they would make, but at the same time, I'd be disappointed if the Diggle Justice U spin-off didn't get picked up, but Gotham Knights went ahead. I think people might not watch the show out of like just anger because of that choice, if that's the case. But yeah, that's a wait and find out in regards to all that. We still got like pretty much like a month or 2 until they probably get to the deadline whether they make a decision on that Diggle show or not. So that's a wait and find out. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on everything we went over. I'm always curious to read what you guys have to say down in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.